Welcome to Unselfishly Me, a podcast all about self-love, self-care, and everything in between. I'm Jane, a personal trainer with a focus on self-love. Each week, we'll be chatting to someone about their self-love journey, how long it took, and what it took to get there.
Hello, I decided to do like a little card reading live on here. I'm doing a full moon reading tomorrow. So I'm doing like a whole bunch of little card readings. So I usually do a new moon and a full moon every month. And I pick a card for you. It's really affordable. I should put my prices up, but I don't know. I feel bad. Isn't that the whole mindset thing I need to work on as well? So that we feel bad, especially as South Africans. I feel like we have like this money mindset of thinking very small. And it's only when you move to another country do you realize that people are not thinking small and acting small in other countries. So that is where I am right now, is trying to get into that new mindset, but also knowing that inflation and everyone's, doing really, really struggling, shall we say. And I mean, even where I am, it's inflation and everything has gone up, and it's very difficult when you're living in rands instead of euros, and making rands instead of euros. It's very stressful, but anyway, we're not here for that. So I thought that today I would just do a little card reading. I actually want to do, I had did this thing called Spirit Seeker in South Africa, where it was an evening, once a month in an evening, and it was like a group collective card reading live, and you could then get your own personal card reading as well, which is basically what these full and new moon cards are all about. So the Spirit Seeker, we would have it live, and then we would open with a meditation, and then you would see me picking which deck of card and which card, and then I would talk ad lib about the card and what downloads I was feeling about that card and how it can pertain to your life. And then some journaling. I'd send journal prompts for afterwards and the picture of the card. And then those that chose to add on to that, then you would get yours the next day. So it really was fun. I actually really want to bring it back. I'm just seeing people's faces on the internet. So yeah, I think I'll do that. But I just thought I would show you what I do. So I have 6 decks here. I still have about 6 or 7 at home that are coming in the container whenever that arrives. So I have 6 decks here, and then I use my pendulum to choose which deck I'm using. And then that deck, so for the full moon and the new moon decks, I use that same deck for everyone. So I choose with the pendulum which is the right deck for that day. And then from there, I spread the cards out, and then I choose the card for the person, write it out. It's quite time consuming. Write down all the names, write down the deck, and then write down which card is for who, then take photos of each one. Then I start recording. So I don't actually read any of the cards before I do them. I just take a photo of the card and the meaning, and then I put them all in order again, and then, which I have it already written down, and I triple check it before I start recording. And then from there, I start recording, and I'll say, "Hi, Sarah. Welcome to your new moon card reading. Your card is from this deck, and your card is blah, 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 blah." I don't actually read it or read the meanings. I'll look at the card, I'll interpret the card as much as I can. Some you can't. Just saying whatever is popping into my head, the downloads I'm getting from above, and I will then say how I think it is, and then I'll read what the booklet says. I don't always like ad lib everything, but I try and interpret the card as much as I can with the colors and the pictures and things like that, and any downloads I get. And then from there, I then read about it from the booklet. And then again, from there, whatever I have popping into my head about this person, when it is popping into my head while I'm reading the booklet part, I'll then say it at the end. Say, this could be X, Y, and Z. This could be that you are meant to be moving. This could be that you have a toxic person in your life and you need to cut them out. sometimes I'll just say whatever, it'll come into my head. It could be something so random. It's happened so many times that it's so random, especially with when I do full angel card readings, that it's so random that I think that the person's gonna think I'm crazy, but then I just say it and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. I've just literally done this, and that. So it's really fun. It's really rewarding. I love doing them. And I think also you get quite a lot of insight when there's one card as well, because you have to focus on that as the person listening to it. And sometimes we don't like to admit that we have signs and synchronicities. Oh no, that song coming on the radio, that doesn't mean that I asked for a sign. That's not the sign. I want a shinier sign and a shinier sign and one with lights and glitter and an arrow pointing at it. So it's quite nice when it's one card and it just makes you focus in and really think about it. So I really enjoy it. And yeah, there's just such a nice energy. So full moons are all about releasing and letting go, things that are no longer serving you. And then the new moon is about manifesting. So it's like opening up yourself to manifest more. So I'm definitely going to use that. My mom just left for South Africa last night and it was brutal. Yeah, trying to explain to a 4-year-old why her granny has been here for 3 months and is now going. She was like, why is she going? She lives here now. No, she doesn't. So yeah, it was very brutal. She was crying a lot, and I'll have to do a whole podcast on my thoughts about this and about moving and being an expat. Like I have some friends that want to do an episode. We all are scattered around the world and we want to actually do an episode about this. So I think it is important to talk about these things and be honest about our experiences. And yeah, sometimes you think something's going to be better for you and it's actually not. But there's also no shame in admitting that. So I'm going to choose a card. So the deck that I have chosen and use the pendulum is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. So right now I'm opening the box. People like this ASMR stuff. So here we go. So the cards are out and I am shuffling in the deck. And this was an impromptu episode, by the way, because I've been wanting to record for a while, but not feeling inspired. And then, yeah, I think also when people are visiting you, you just really want to spend time with them. But I haven't been feeling inspired to record. This office is very tinny. And yeah, I just have a list of things I want to start talking about. I need to book people in and have interviews. But I literally, my child has gone for a walk and gone to walk the dog. So I was like, I'm just going to do it now, literally. Well, actually, I was having, yeah, so she's gone. And then I was getting some ice cream and I had like 2 teaspoons. And then the spoon, when I thought about coming and doing this, the spoon actually fell onto the floor. And I was like, well, if that isn't a sign. So here I am. Okay, so ooh, it's a reversed card. So this particular deck has the reversed, upright, and reversed. So this is reversed, and the card is number 35. And it's quite interesting. So this is probably going to be for one of you or 2 of you or all of you listening. Quite interesting, the picture. I have a thing with big birds, especially the herons. I miss seeing them. Like I actually could just move home just because I want to go and see those birds fly over my house every day. There's something about it. It's a very spiritual bird, and it was the blue heron. And I just love the way that they fly. I actually need to get a nice little picture or something. The way that they fly, they just look so cute. And so I have a thing with herons and like cranes, basically. So there's this beautiful white crane looking bird in the picture. There's a sliver of a moon, so coming to a new moon, and she is sitting on the rocks, the little fairy coming out of the book, and she's reading. And the card is called Education. So she's looking very pensive. She's sitting in a ball gown. I mean, she's looking fabulous while she is learning. And there's also probably like have some fun with it. Don't take things too seriously, and to like allow yourself to look to bigger things, and also allow yourself to be exactly who you want to be. If you want to sit and read in a ball gown by the beach, you can do that. Like, don't think about judgment. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge others. Don't worry about judgment. Don't worry about people judging you. You do you. And I love that there's like this little sprite, this kind of little fairy jumping out of the book with like, like little glitter glimmers, which is also when you are reading, when you're learning, there's something magical about it that just like captures you and your imagination. So let's also say that this message is for me about my situation, since I am completely drained today after my child was crying nonstop for an hour about her granny getting on the airplane. I'm also very drained. So this is also a message for me, and it could be for you as well. Education. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Okay, so we need to be open and teachable. So reversed. Stubbornness and the desire to know it all and be right no matter what will not get you what you want. Or could it be that you're afraid to be seen as someone who knows less than you're supposed to? Could you be flying through life by the seat of your pants, hoping no one will notice you're skimming the surface of things? Life is filled with lessons, some bitter, some sweet. A strident lust for certainty will never bring you the wisdom you seek. Pretending to know more than you do won't make you wise. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It's okay not to know. I think for me also, if this message is about me, it would be that it is okay not to know all the answers, and it's okay to not have known if I would like it here or not. And I feel like in 6 months, I should be further along than I am. I should have more yoga clients here. I should be teaching yoga or mindfulness at schools. I should feel successful. I should feel so much better than I am right now. Work is not great. I'm really struggling here, and that makes me want to go home. It makes me want to go home. It was so much easier there. I miss teaching yoga where I was at my house. I miss my Secret Sunrise events. I miss my self-love events for Unselfishly Me, where I would just message one of my favorite venues and be like, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? Do you have this date available? They're like, yes, this is amazing. Let's do it. So I miss the ease of work. Like, I love the work that I do, and I love doing it there. And I am not finding that here. There's a different culture. There's a language barrier. Completely different with venues here. There's no space. And that's what we used to in South Africa is space. Your gardens have space. I don't have a garden. Everything is on top of each other. Your houses are literally connected to each other. I know that's what flats are if you're living in a flat, but I'm not used to that. So I haven't grown up like that. So your venues are also very small. They don't have outdoor spaces. They don't have undercover. So I'm spiraling a bit, thinking about winter and rain and what I'm going to do. So yeah, there's a lot for me. And I think that's, I need to be okay with not knowing everything and not knowing when it's going to be okay, not knowing how I'm going to find other work, or if there's other work I'm going to do, or if I'm going to get more online work. I would love to be doing all my online work, and for that to pick up, especially through Europe, America, Canada, the UK, and maybe in South Africa as well. But I know that a lot of people are not really into online things as much. So I'd love to be doing an angel reading a day or 2 a day. I'd love to be doing yoga online. I'd love people to be signing up for my beginner yoga program that is sitting there and being recorded for worldwide purpose. I'd love to be selling all my downloadables. I'd love to be selling my physical products in South Africa more. I'd love to have all my workshops that are already in the courses section of my website. Like, I'd love those to be selling more, because it would make my life so much easier, and it would feel a lot better if people were buying and booking and doing things more than what I expect. So yeah, I'm just battling with that a bit more here, because I can't do so many in-person events. You don't have help. I don't have help watching my child. I don't have a lot of home help, which we have the luxury of in South Africa. So yeah, it is a lot to take on. There is something I want to study a bit more, and then go into that as well. So I think this is also a lesson for me that, I need to study that first, and then once I've studied that, like, it's okay to also not know all the answers and to learn as you go. as long as you don't have ego about it, just keep your humility. I think that's really important. So sometimes it is good to not know where you are, so that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It's okay not to know. So one of you might literally be needing that message to change your life. So hopefully that helps you going forward. But it really is something that is important, I think, as well. You do get people. I have had friends growing up, especially in school, and then after school, where friends are, and I know acquaintances as well, where they just don't want to act like they don't know something. And it's just bizarre, to the point where I've had a guy that literally doesn't know about something because it's something I've created, will then be like nodding at me and telling me, yeah, I know. I'm like, I feel like you don't know, because no one knows except for me. So it's almost like gaslighting, I suppose. But you get those people that it really does feel like they're not listening to you. They're just agreeing, but also agreeing so that they seem to be important. And I think that is something that people do as well, as they expand themselves to make them seem more important. I have such a good topic that I have written down that I have realized in the last week as well about myself. It's like shadow work and things like that. Self-awareness is not a strong point of many people, but I'm learning and growing, and I hope to share that with you as well. So that is the one card draw. I hope that it is something that has helped you. So maybe listen back and make some notes, and see how it feels for you. And if you want to book one, you can pop over to my website, www.unselfishlyme.com, and then go /shop. And in the shop section, you will find all the online offerings. That's where all the card readings are. So full moon and new moon, they'll always be open depending on the time of the month. And then there is the full angel card reading, open anytime. There's a one card draw that's open anytime. And then there's also the Cosmic Card Club, which I love. I was asked to create it, and I love that. It is like a bundle. So it's a discounted bundle that you get a full moon, a new moon, and then a month ahead card. And that month ahead card, then you get, I choose it as separate. So if I've got 2 people, if I've got 5 people, they don't get the same deck of cards. The card deck is chosen specifically for them and the message they need. And then from their card, we talk about their card, and then from their card, I create a mantra for the month and journal prompts as well. So it really is a really nice guidance for them. So I hope that this has helped, and that you can, have the guidance that you need for this month.
Thanks for listening to Unselfishly Me. Follow us on Instagram @unselfishlyme, and check out our website www.unselfishlyme.com.